Yes. Good evening, guys. Hope you're fine and safe at home. Welcome to Phonocognosy practical demonstration. Uh, I know it has been long since we met, and I'm grateful to see you once again and share this demonstration practical with you. We are going to carry out extraction, that is extraction processes, as our practical for this semester. And I would like you guys to ensure that you concentrate and as you attend your practical demonstration, ensure that you are ready with a notebook and a biro pen for you to write the procedures which are being undertaken. Sawa sawa. Very good. So today we are going to study about extraction procedures, the extraction process. And let's ask ourselves, what is extraction? Extraction may be defined as the removal of soluble constituents from a solid material or liquid or semi-solid with a means of a suitable solvent. It may be defined as the treatment of plant material or an animal tissue with appropriate solvents which will dissolve the medicinally active constituents. Extraction is the method of removal of suitable fraction in the form of a solution from an insoluble matrix with the help of a suitable solvent. I hope you understand now the meaning of extraction. Now, what are these extraction processes? One process of extraction is called infusion. The second method of extraction is called decoction. Another method of extraction is called percolation. The next one is called maceration. Yeah, there are several extraction processes, and in our experiment, and I hope you know various types of methods of extraction process. I won't mention all of them. In our practical, we won't cover everything, all the extraction processes, but I will be able to perform a few demonstrations within this semester so that we can be able to understand the concept of extraction processes. Yeah. So let's start with one simple method of solvent method of solvent extraction, and that will be the infusion method of extraction. Now, what is this infusion method of extraction, guys? I hope you know it theoretically. So we are going to do it practically. Yeah. Sasawa. So when we carry out the experiment on infusion, we also have to ask ourselves, what is this infusion? Yeah. And we find that an infusion is a dilute solution of easily soluble constituent of the raw drug. An infusion is a dilute solution of easily soluble constituent of the raw drug. This infusion, we find that it is suitable for the aromatic drugs. This is helping to prevent the volatile oil evaporating at other temperatures. But we can still make infusion using other different plants like tea, like the herbal tea, that is hibiscus tea, lemongrass, the normal tea, that is like a Ketepa tea, the one you take at home. That process we are using is infusion method. Now, the infusion is carried out by immersing the plant parts into a specific amount of boiling water. Yeah. Then it is allowed to stand for 15 minutes, and then it will be filtered through a filter paper. Yeah. So we find that there are a market of herbal drugs outside, which are very properly packed in certain filter paper envelopes, like the tea bag. Yeah. And these ones are very suitable for this process without using any additional material. So the first one I'm going to carry out with you guys is, I've got the tea bag, and another one which we are going to filter is using acacia bark, acacia plant, that's an acacia tree, Acacia nilotica. So I have got dry bark of Acacia nilotica, which we are also going to carry out that method of extraction. The first one, infusion method. So let's carry out this process, guys, and let's ensure that we find out what is taking place. So this is the tea bag which I'm having with me. This is the tea bag. Yeah. The Ketepa, the tea bag. Hope you are seeing it very well. This is the tea bag. This is the acacia bark. Yeah, the Acacia nilotica bark. That's the tea bag, the Acacia nilotica bark. If you're going to use in this experiment, the first experiment extraction procedure. So this is water boiling. This is the boiling water. It's boiling. Yes, it's boiling. So I've got the funnels for filtration, which are going to filter the acacia powder, bark powder. This is the filter paper. The filter paper is here to be used. We will also filter them. We'll filter it here in this small conical flask. So I will first of all prepare my filter paper for filtration. I'll just fold it this way. This way. Then I open this, open this. So I will filter it here. Then you place it inside the funnel that way. That's the way it's being used. Yeah. Now it will be awaiting filtration. So it is already boiled. This is my boiled water. So I want to make an infusion with using boiled water. Some people will use uh, like not boiled water, but even cold water. Yeah. So I will transfer little part of it into bit hot, just boiled. Yeah. Inside this beaker, turn it there. So my boiled water is here, ready for the next experiment. So I will pick the tea bag. This is the tea bag, the paper you are sitting at home. Then I will insert it here and let it stay for some time. You'll be able to see some extraction taking place. Yes, it has started taking place. Let's wait and see. Now, with the other sample, that is the using the acacia powder, I will pick. And at least I will measure a specific grams of acacia. Let's say 10 grams of this acacia nilotica. So I will measure it. You tear your balance, this is the balance, the weighing balance to 0. Then place something like where to filter. I will filter it over there. Then I will place, that is almost 5 grams, 6, 10. Yes, that is 10 grams. Yeah. Then I will place it, will add it here. But I still want to ensure that, no, it's okay. Okay. Let this one continue boiling over there. I will now add this powder inside the boiling water. This boiling water in this my conical flask is 200 ml, and this is 10 grams. This is 200 ml. So I will add it here, for example. Yeah, and give it time to infuse, that infusion to take place. Yeah, then later I will filter. So this is the infusion taking place. The powders have already settled down, and now there's that reaction taking place. So let's wait and see, give them some time. Yeah, so that is taking place, infusion. So there's no problem. The progress is very nice, and I can see our first sample is already does its work best, and that is the tea. Yeah, can see that is the tea has carried out what's called an infusion method, and now even if you remove the bag, the tea bag, yeah, it's still continuing to filter or to infuse, but now the solution is here. Yeah, very reddish in color. This is tea. Yeah, you can see the strong tea, and it has done what's called infusion. So this is the infusion method. And what this one thing which is being said in yeah, they are saying that This process should not exceed 24 hours. It should stay at least 12 hours so that we avoid infection, bacterial or fungal infection in the sample. It should be used within 24 hours. So preparing infusion is just for a short period of time to ensure that it is used within a specific duration of time less than 24 hours. And that one will be able to ensure that the process is well achieved. Yeah. So this infusion process is very, very important in pharmacy or in pharmaceutical industry. And I would like you guys to find out the importance of infusion method in pharmaceutical industry because it is more embraced or there are some traditional ways in which this method is being used and it is really helping. So you should consider that if this infusion are usually prepared by diluting a certain volume of a conch infusion to another volume of water. So this mild infusion which I've just made here, I can even dilute it into another volume. For example, when I add it inside here, I can still dilute it, yeah, to other volumes. Yes. So that is very, very well stated. So infusions are very important, and you know when you want to prepare a conch infusion, this one is you should ensure that the one which you've just prepared, you don't dilute it then. Yeah, just use it the way it is because some infusions are being prepared by adding 25% of an alcohol. Yeah, sasawa. So infusion is very much important and find out now more from your literature or different literature books under pharmacy. Very good. Now, hey, this is very hot. Ah, yes. So this one has already infused, and I want to filter. Want to filter? It's filtering. Yeah. This filtering, I can see. It's filtering. Very good. You can see filtration is taking place. Then if I place it somewhere, yeah, it is filtering. You can see. You filter. That is the acacia. Still filtering. So this is infusion method. So after 15 minutes is when you filter or you remove it from your pot. Yeah, very good. So I'll use this sample. This now filtered infusion from the acacia. Yeah, that's very visible from the acacia. Yeah, and I'm already having 50 ml. Yes. So that is the first method of extraction. So the next method of solvent extraction, remember, I'm going to go for decoction. How to make a decoction. Yes. So how do you carry out a decoction process of extraction? That also is very, very interesting. And in decoction, uh, let's ask ourselves, yeah, what is decoction? What is this decoction? Hmm? What is this decoction? Sorry. Now, we find that decoction is used for active ingredients that doesn't modify with the temperature. Yeah. In this process, the drug is boiled in water for 15 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on the plant or the active ingredient to extract. It is cooled, strained, and added enough cold water through the drug to obtain the desired volume. That is what's called decoction. Ile yenye wasee wanafanyaka nyumbani, the way, for example, if you are back at home, I know saizi during this time of COVID, our grandmothers are really boiling different drugs, different herbs. That is the bark, the roots. And during that process, they are doing what's called size reduction of the powder, of the plant material. They pick them from the forest or whichever area of collection. They cut them in, they wash them first of all with water. Then they cut them into small pieces, right? Then they dry them, let them dry under room temperature, not in the on the sun. And later they pick the materials and place in a certain pot, yeah, boiling pot, and they will add water into that pot and let it start boiling with the material already inside the pot, yeah, for like more minutes, for 15 to 20 minutes until the boiling starts. So you find that in this decoction, depending on the consistency of the parts to, to extract, decoction times will be more or less long. Generally, we find that the roots, the leaves, flowers, and even the leafy stems are boiled in water for about a good time, for some like 15 minutes, while the branches and other hard parts can require up to an hour. During this time, we find that the evaporated water is being replaced. Yeah. Once the decoction is done, it's necessary to filter the liquid through a cloth. I know you're doing it at home. A cloth, the Jewish also is the grandmother is filtering through a thin cloth, or squeeze very well to obtain the liquid. Yeah. You can even filter. Even if you are doing it in the laboratory, you can filter it using a filter paper. Yeah. So that is the process. And we find that doses are similar to the infusion one. It's the same, like almost the same as the infusion. For example, there are some plant parts which contains some mucilage, high mucilage content. Yeah. And we find that when the mucilage is present in a plant, you don't make this powder very finely because it will have very much viscosity and the filtering will be a problem. Yeah. So the decoctions are prepared for using in the moment and should not be stored again for more than 24 hours. That one to avoid contamination. Yeah. So you can also find out that we are going to do the decoction once again using the plant material, that is the acacia. So in this process, we're going to boil the bark of acacia. So let me go and make some collection of the acacia bark once again, and we proceed. Now the acacia bark are here again, and the water is now boiling. It's still boiling over there. So I want to place this to let it boil together. It will boil together. Yeah. So I'll again measure like 10 grams. 10 grams. Very good. That's 10 grams. And I would ensure that the plant material are going to be boiled with this water for some time. Yes. And I'll let it to boil now. It will boil over there. The first one was first I boiled water and then I removed it. Then I only added the powder and let the powder stay for 15 minutes for infusion to take place. This one can even be done using cold water. Yes. So that's the second process of extraction, a simple one. That's decoction. So let's see what takes place over there. And remember, the plants which I've collected, the products I've used, like the tea. Tea contains a lot of tannins, and the acacia is also contains a lot of tannins. You'll study more about tannins when you reach, that is, think, yeah, but you've learned about tannins a bit. Yeah, you've been introduced to what is tannin. Yes. So let's proceed to the next experiment, the maceration process. So what is this maceration process? We find that to get maceration process, the plant material is placed in pieces or powder, depending on the convenience. Yeah, you either make them into powder, very fine, or coarse powder, depending on how convenient it is, in a container which is full of menstruum. What is a menstruum? A menstruum is the solvent which is going to be used for this extraction. The solvent itself can be either be water, methanol, ethanol, acetone, chloroform, dichloromethane, ethyl acetate, and so forth. Yeah. Then you are going to let it stand for about 3 or more days. And during this period of standing, you are going to be shaking it frequently until there is a complete extraction of the plant material. Now, after this, we find that the material is strained. What is straining? You can strain using by your hand, strained, or the material is filtered using a filter paper that is under gravitational filtration, under gravity, like the one you just done. This one is under gravity, or you can filter it under a vacuum pump. That's now under the vacuum filtration. Now, the remaining solid, it can either be squeezed to remove all the remaining liquid. Can either squeeze it so that you ensure that everything is coming out. The obtained liquid is clarified by decantation or filtration. So if you are carrying out what is called straining and even removing the remaining solid using the hand, squeezing them, remember, you are going to filter them again so that there is no presence of any debris. Now, this solid material which you've just squeezed or filtered, we call it MAC. M-A-R-C. A MAC. And the filtrate which you've just recovered, you call it menstruum. Yeah? Very good. We find that maceration process is performed at a room temperature, and liquids that are most frequently used I've just mentioned. That is water and alcohol in a combination, methanol, and so forth. Total maceration time will depend on the type of the plant or the plant part which is being used there, or the active ingredients of the extract. Yeah. So the process is very interesting too. It takes about 2 to 3 days with some plant parts, as I've mentioned. Others can even take 7 days. And you know, maceration, we have got the simple maceration, yeah, double maceration and triple maceration. So I'm going to carry out the simple maceration. I won't complicate this process for today. So let's see the next how we are going to carry out this process together. Yes. So let's see. Now, I will pick a plant fodder, and the plant itself is going to be used throughout, and that is the acacia. For today, I'm just chosen acacia to be used in this process of extraction. So, in my extraction, I've chosen this round bottom flask. Yeah, I will use this round bottom flask, and also I'm going to show you a reagent bottle which can also be used to carry out this extraction process, which already is already having a cork. I've chosen this one to ensure that you are able to see the material which is being used, which is being macerated here. Because I want to get an extract from this acacia. Right? Good. So let's find out, and let me collect the reagent bottle now. Yes. So I've got the reagent bottle which I've just collected. This is the reagent bottle. Yeah, this one's the reagent bottle. It has got a cork. Yes. Also use this one over there. So the next step is that choose the solvent for extraction. And I'm going to have a solvent which is going to be used in extraction, and I will pick a polar solvent like methanol. So I will use methanol in this maceration method or process of extraction. Right? Good. So let me collect my solvent once again. It is somewhere. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah, so this is methanol. This is methanol. Yeah, and see that's methanol. Very good. So the first thing I'll do is that you ensure that your plant is already in powder form. Yeah, whichever form it is, it should be reduced in size, what is called size reduction. Then later you take it to a grinding machine or a grinder. Ensure that you grind it so that it becomes coarse, not much fine but coarse. Yeah, yes. So my material is here with me. I've got the acacia. I will use the acacia plant, and when I measure the weight of my acacia, first of all, you weigh down your sample, weigh it. How many grams will be used? So I'm targeting to use 50 grams of my acacia. Yeah, 50 grams. Very good. 50 grams of acacia bark powder. So I think I can remove this one. It is decoction is now ready. It has boiled for more than 15 minutes. It's still boiling. Can let it cool. Might be used later. So 50 grams of the powder. So I will first of all ensure that I introduce this powder into this container. Fifty grams. That is 50 grams. There you go. Good. Yes. Hope you can see it. That's why I brought it here so that you can be able to see whatever is inside it. Then I will measure first 100 ml of methanol. This 100 ml. I said as you measure, take your time and read. Take the reading. Yeah, you take the reading below the meniscus. If it is below the meniscus, yeah. So my reading is, I can see. Yeah, it was very accurate. Now I add it over there. It will first soak the material. Add it and ensure that the powder which was there previously now is able to be submerged by the solvent you are introducing. Sawa sawa. So there it is. And I can see some extractions have started taking place. Yeah, you can see some red. So that is, I hope when I'm shaking you are able to see it. Yes. So that is maceration process. Yeah. Then when you have done that, you keep away the solvent you have used in extraction and now do what is called labeling. Label the extraction process you are carrying out. So this is acacia. Acacia, methanol extraction. And this methanol is 100%. Then write the date of today, 27th, 2020. You place the label on that. That's the label. And ensure that you cork it tightly. Yeah? Yes. You cork it tightly. Once you've done that, the procedure states that this maceration process, it should be shaken continuously or continuous agitation. So if you have what's called a shaker, yeah, you take it to a shaker and ensure that it is being shaked continuously for some time, for those 3 days, yeah. So it will be shaken. So if you don't have a shaker, you can do the shaking every day, shaking it every day, morning when you arrive in your lab, in the afternoon, and in the evening when you are leaving. You shake it every day. Yeah. Also, you can take it to a mechanical shaker, as I've said, and let's try to take the sample to a shaker, to the shaker, and see how the shaker is doing it. So I'm going to use a different sample which is already prepared and it was taking place. So I'm just showing you how the shaker is doing it, how to carry out what's called shaking of the sample under mechanical shaker. So let's see. Yes. So that is the shaker. And I hope you can see that shaker, the work it is doing over there. Yeah. That is how to shake the sample for 2 to 3 days or 7 days under the shaker. That's what's called rotary shaker. So this is the sample which is being shaken under the mechanical shaker. And for example, I can even stop the shaker. When I stop the shaker, I'm able to confirm my sample. The sample is here, being shaken to ensure that extraction process under maceration is achieved, right? So this shaker is very, very nice and it is very efficient for this process of extraction. There is no shortcut in this process of extraction until we move to the next step. So after shaking, we are going to carry out what is called filtration. We are going to filter. And the method of filtration I'm choosing today is called gravitational filtration. I want to use vacuum filtration. You will able to learn that when I'll be back with you in the practical together physically. So the shaker is here. You can even add the speed or you make it that state. So it is taking place until 3 days according to my sample, right? Okay, good. So let's say that our third day has elapsed and we are now removing the sample from the shaker and we are going to filter the sample. Sawa sawa. So the next process is filtration. Yes. So let's get back to this other station where be able to carry out filtration, right? Yes, very good. So that is the process of maceration. And now I want to stay for 3 minutes, or no, sorry, for 3 days. But I'll be able to filter this one to ensure that you learn the process. So let's assume it is 3 days and we want to filter our sample. So let's carry out the filtration process. Yeah. So So let me find a way to make the filtration. Yeah, when I'm collecting a conical flask for filtration. So I'll be able to filter it over here. So the next step is filtration. After 3 days, you come, you pick your filter paper, and the process of filtration is going to take place immediately. After 3 days, yes, then do the filtration. So the filtration is a process also. Wait for the first introduced liquid to trickle down. Yes, so it is very interesting. So this method is very much important when you want to do your research, guys, because I know you, when you will be reaching your your fifth year, you will be doing more research, the research work. And when you'll be choosing this pharmacognosy as one of your best units and carrying out the research project, this is the process of extraction you'll be following. It's one of the methods of extraction which you will be using to find an extract of your plant of choice for research. So this procedure, don't take it for granted. It will help you. So learn it through this demonstration and ensure that when you come back, we do it physically. That's that's right. Very good. So let's continue with the filtration. And now, once we will be done with this filtration process, yeah, this menstruum, it has to be concentrated. Yeah, whatever we are filtering here, the filtrate is called a menstruum now. So we will be able to ensure that we evaporate it and get a filtrate, and get what's called concentrated extract. So we are going to evaporate out the solvent which was used in the extraction process. So this methanol, we are going to recover it, but we are going to remain with only concentrated plant extract. And how do we carry out evaporation to ensure that we remove this alcohol or methanol? We are going to use what is called an equipment called rotary vacuum evaporator. Rotary vacuum evaporator. It is the one which will be used in the next process to get an extract. An extract can either be solid in nature, it's dry, it can be semi-solid, or it might contain some oil, the fixed oil, so it might be in fluid or in liquid nature, right? Then after carrying out the process of that evaporation to dryness, we will take the sample to make ensure that in case of any little solvent which was remaining within that extract, we place it inside an oven at about 30 degrees to 35 degrees for some time like 2 to 3 days to in case remove any presence of solvent to ensure that the plant extract is dry completely. If it will contain some fixed oil, it won't get dry completely. It will be semi-solid. Very good. So extraction is taking place, the filtration. Yes. So you have to be patient with this science of extraction. Yes. So because we are patient, the filtration I can see it has being done, and we have acquired around 100 ml, which was just used for this. So we have not lost anything. It is 190 something, 90 something ml, which we have just collected and see. So the next step is to ensure that, remember, this is the mark. Sorry, this is the menstruum now. And whatever remains, which was remaining, it remains here, or maybe you are during your filtration, it came up out with the filtrate. Those are the marks. So the remaining material is called the mark. This is the mark. Now, in the process of extraction, we don't only carry out extraction once, but what we do is that we ensure that, sorry, the sample which is still remaining, it still contains a lot of constituents. So we will add more of the solvent back inside here to continue an extraction process for second time. Plus also the solvent which we will be recovering here, the methanol, which we will be able to recover from this evaporation, the recovered solvent methanol, will be again added back here to help in continual extraction for the second round. The process will be done as we've done it for the first time. We repeat it the same filtration, we concentrate, and it repeats itself until we do it like 3 to 4 times. When you do it 3 to 4 times, this mark will, until this mark gives us almost a clear filtrate. That one will be now sure that we've captured everything from them or from it. Everything, all the constituents are now within our extract. Sawa. So now the next step which we are going to study is concentration of the menstruum. We want now to concentrate it using rotary vacuum evaporator. So let's wait for this preparation for concentration process. It is going to be done in the next chapter. So see you in the next chapter, guys.